Hi, here I am again. My name is TheresaMartinez. I hope you just watched my first blog. Again, I'm a founding board member of JusticeNow, which is based in Oakland, Northern California. I just shared the separation of my daughter Delina and the separation she had from also her father. Now I want to share a little bit about the effect of having incarcerated parents. Delina is now 31 and I still have no solid relationship with her. To build that bond, it's really hard when you as a child suffered mental disabilities and had no support to educate yourself and to make yourself better, especially when you come from cultural beliefs that mental disabilities are something that need to be not talked about. They need to be hidden. And so the effect of the trauma that my daughter has been put through, mental disabilities, is something that she's in denial about. My daughter suffers with fear and now shows signs of severe mental health disabilities, bipolar, depression, mood swings, and she feels like there's nothing wrong. Denial is also what our children suffer with too. Not wanting to even process or share the abandonment issues that they're all carrying by not having their parents around. I also suffer from mental disabilities at a young age and received absolutely no help. As I grew older, these problems grew worse. Now I'm on heavy psychotropic medication, and when I was released, the parole outpatient clinic was actually over-medicating me. Sedating and tranquilizing is how they support mental health disabilities through the parole department. Also, the problem that we're facing right now that is huge is that our babies of color, especially African American babies who are falling into the foster care system, are also being thrown on psychotropic medication and not even being fully diagnosed. They're being sedated and tranquilized so that the foster care parents or the foster care services will not have to deal with these children because they're separated from their parents that are incarcerated. If you can't lock them away, then slow them down by heavy medication, especially children of color who are tranquilized mostly in the foster care system. African American children are the highest rate, then our Latino children next. And what does it take for the government to realize that these are human rights that are being violated on a daily? And these children are so little they can't fight or fend for themselves. That's why we need to stand accountable, educate ourselves, and fight for our babies and fight for ourselves. Staying active with your family is really important, especially if they are incarcerated. Mail is something that is a really big thing when you're locked up. Some peoples in prison receive absolutely no mail. When I used to receive one letter every 10 years, it was a really big thing because I got one picture and I was able to see what my baby looked like. If you watch the first blog, I shared that I only maybe had 2 phone calls her whole entire life, and that's because the Department of Corrections makes sure that through their Global Link program with the phone calls, it's $15 a phone call, and people that live in low income can't afford to pay this, nor can it pay to get the collect line on. So that's one separation of, it's another form of separation from your children also when you're incarcerated. Stay active with your families is advice I give you while they're incarcerated. Follow up on reading the resources that come with these blogs, and let's make a better world for our children and for ourselves.